I pay for 3 AI tools and I constantly get the same question as which one is the best. Well, pretty much that's the wrong question to be asking because you need to be using them all inside your business. Now, look, I'm not telling you go off, set up an account and have all of them built into your business right now, but you need to kind of understand how they're used. So I'm going to obviously explain to you in this video how you can use Claude, how ChatGPT and how Google Gemini are used within my business. Hopefully from that it will help you understand a bit more of how you can actually use it, and again gets away from that problem of not really sure what AI can be to be used. The biggest problem is so many people on YouTube online are talking about Codex is Claude's killer, Claude is Gemini's killer, everything is everyone's killer, and the problem here is no one really knows what to use. So the first thing we're going to focus on is Claude, and pretty much I break, I suppose, all 3 of these down into different, I suppose, structures for my business. So I have Claude, which is my builder. I have Google Gemini, which is my infrastructure, and then I have ChatGPT as my workhorse. It's a simple and straightforward way of doing it. You might have it completely the opposite way around. Whatever fits your business is the key here. So the first thing we're going to look at here is Claude, and for Claude I treat it, it's simple and straightforward. I give it a task, it gives me a finished product, finished result, something finished. The key reason here is it's all about having it integrated into your business on a daily, I suppose, basis, which makes things so much easier. You give it the same information to ChatGPT, it gives you an output, and then you still have to go and do whatever the output is. The idea here is we give it some sort of information, it gives us a finished output, which pretty much needs us just to kind of give our own spin on it, reword it a little bit, things like that. Again, that's going to be throughout AI anyway, and again, we're left in a position where something is done. Now, I suppose 2 of the key examples I can give here for this is my AI editing one and my actual lead magnet. So to briefly explain this, with my AI editing in Claude, all I do is I give it a raw, I suppose, video recording. So example, this video here. And from there, it's going to turn around, it's going to edit the entire video for me and give me again a finished product, which is the finished video that's fully edited for me. Pretty much saving me a massive amount of time. Input gives me a result. That's key. The next example I have in this is my lead magnet library page. And again, all I do here is I give it a topic, something that I want to give away. It generates the lead magnets for me, gives me again a finished product. So you can kind of get the gist of straight away what's happening here and how Claude is used. Now, I don't use Claude a whole lot for general conversations unless it's something that I'm specifically doing for my business. So if I have some sort of campaign, some event, something like that happening, then I will do a lot of heavy brainstorming in there. If it's brainstorming something different it's relevant to my industry but not relevant to my business, then I outsource it to a different, probably to ChatGPT, my workhorse. So if we quickly jump over to number 2, which is obviously Gemini. Gemini, I still feel so many people ignore because I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's Google. Maybe people have this version 2 of Google's AI, Gemini, everything like that. But I find this an absolutely brilliant tool as well as part of the business. Now, again, as I mentioned, this is the infrastructure. And what I mean by that is it pretty much allows you to get so much access to different, I suppose, data points here that can massively save you, I suppose, time and money. And money is probably the biggest one here. I use Google Gemini a lot for doing research. I find its research really good because obviously its access to Google search, things like that, works really well. Search is hit and miss at times. Sometimes it can be really good, sometimes it's a bit thin, I suppose, light. However, if you guide it a little bit, it helps massively. Also, I suppose when you tie in all the Google suite of tools, you have the likes of Google's Notebook LM. Again, a massive tool that can actually help businesses in terms of research, analyzing content material, things like that. And again, just a massive benefit for you. And I think the key reasons and the key ways I use it is actually for building, for the infrastructure of things. So an example here is I've recently built a local search thing. So what pretty much how it happens is you put in a local address. The address is going to populate a map for you, a data map basically of, or a map pack, sorry, of the local area. It's going to break down schools. It's going to break down everything that's locally in that area. The ideal here was to target and help real estate agents. And pretty much with this is I can build it, I can host it and have it up and running on a live URL 100% free. And I think that's a massive advantage of having Google Gemini set up and work like that for you. And also the previously one that I just mentioned, my library, my lead magnet library. So again, this is hosted on Firebase. And again, this is 100% free. You have so much usage, I think, until it gets to a point where it does start to be charged. But for me, it's not going to hit that for a long, long time unless I have thousands of people going to the page and stuff like that and traffic. And even at that, it's only going to cost a couple of cents each, I suppose, month to run. So in terms of infrastructure, it has to be Google's Gemini. Because of that, you can build different apps through Google AI Studio. You can then connect to their Google Maps. You can connect to all the Google suite, I suppose, of tools out there. And again, just makes things 100 times easier and obviously much more saves you money basically, because a lot of times it can be free or near free. This brings us on to number 3, which is pretty much our ChatGPT, how I use ChatGPT on a daily basis. Now, this is my workhorse. I probably am using ChatGPT more every single day. But if someone turned around to me and told me what you run your business with, I would instantly say Claude. Simple as that. But ChatGPT is the workhorse. This gets all the random stuff thrown into it. It gets it to analyze this, break it down. If I have data, it gets me to break it down. I get through all the nonsense work, I suppose, before I get to a stage where it's kind of right now I need to really lock in on it a bit more. And what I'll do then is bring it over to, say, my builder inside of Claude, and from there we'll work with it. As I said, key reason here is I use random questions I'd ask ChatGPT. I use it massively for ideation. So I have ideas, I'll throw it in there. Normally what happens, ChatGPT will give me some sort of feedback on it in terms of a different angle that I mightn't have thought about. I normally have it running over on the second screen and pretty much just see what happens and, working beside me here. I use it massively, obviously, now going for images. I think ChatGPT's image model is probably the best model out there now. It's after overtaking Google's Nano Banana, and as I said, I use this on a daily basis for thumbnails, images in general. Really good for infographics. I think one of the key things here. And an example here is the image that hopefully you can see at the moment there on the screen is an image that I created for a recent, I think yesterday's or the day before, YouTube video. And you can see the thumbnail is being created for this. And again, it just shows you how, I suppose, you use ChatGPT. So you can see, I suppose, pretty much the difference between all of them. We have Claude, we have Gemini, we have ChatGPT, and every single one of them serves a little bit of a different purpose for me. Again, for you, it could be something completely different. But I think once you start to understand it's okay to use different AI tools, don't get yourself locked into just using Claude and that's it. Understand what other AI tools are out there. Use the ones that make sense to you. Don't overdo it, and pretty much keep it, I suppose, simple and straightforward. So Claude connects the system, keeps the business up and running, I suppose. We have Gemini, researches, builds, and cuts the cost massively, and I can't emphasize that enough. I have websites, I have I have web pages, I have a massive amount of stuff hosted on Firebase, and it's not costing me a penny. And ChatGPT handles your day-to-day of everything else. All random cluttered information gets lobbed into it, and pretty much from there I get some sort of working material with it. Now, I suppose it comes to the final part here, the honest take on it all. You probably don't need, I suppose, all 3 AI models. If it's the case you're only setting up your journey on AI, I would pick one and look and use it on a day-to-day basis. It's only when you start to try and implement AI into your business, like what I have here, and even my Google or my Claude Code, the way it's set up here is that it works for my business. So as I said, I was a ChatGPT heavy user. I moved to Claude, and now Claude has it's doing its thing for me, and I still use other AI tools. So don't worry about if you're not familiar with Claude, not familiar with ChatGPT, or not familiar with Gemini. Just start to understand how they can actually potentially work with your business. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So look, if you're interested in learning more about AI in general, marketing in general, definitely look at joining the community, the AI Marketing Hub, 7-day free trial, and pretty much we talk and discuss all this and how you can actually implement AI into your business in a realistic way that actually is going to save you time and save you money. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.